Hey everyone! Survival games are some of the most thrilling and addictive experiences in gaming. Whether it's battling zombies, crafting your way out of a crisis, or braving harsh environments, these games keep us on our toes and coming back for more. Today, I'm sharing 20 of the best survival games you absolutely need to play. Let's dive in and see if your favorites made the list. Imagine being stranded on an alien ocean planet with no clue what's going on and only a small pod to call home. That's Subnautica in a nutshell. This game hooks you from the start with its breathtaking underwater world. The survival aspect? Oh, it's real. Managing oxygen while dodging predators like the Reapers is as stressful as it is thrilling. The best part of Subnautica is the balance between survival and exploration. Sure, you're scavenging for resources and building a base, but the deeper you go into the ocean, the more mysteries you uncover. And trust me, some of those depths are downright terrifying. If you haven't tried this one yet, you're in for an adventure that's equal parts relaxing and heart-pounding. Let's be real. If there's one game that truly captures the chaos of surviving a zombie apocalypse, it's Project Zomboid. The game doesn't hold your hand. It tells you, this is the story of how you died. And then it proceeds to prove it. From managing food and water to finding shelter and avoiding infection, Project Zomboid nails the survival experience. What makes it stand out is the depth of its mechanics. Every single action, boarding up a window, foraging for supplies, or even opening a can of food, feels deliberate. And the zombies, they're relentless. They'll hound you if you're careless. And once they break through your defenses, it's game over. If you're looking for a survival game that will challenge every ounce of your patience and planning, this is it. Survival is an understatement when it comes to Kenshi. This game doesn't just throw you into a hostile world, it kicks you down, laughs, and then challenges you to get back up. It's a brutal sandbox where you can play however you want. Be a wandering trader, a ruthless bandit, or a slave trying to escape captivity. The choice is yours. The survival aspect in Kenshi is all about resourcefulness. You'll start with nothing, scavenging scraps and trying to avoid getting beaten to a pulp by raiders or eaten alive by wildlife. But as you build your team and grow stronger, the game rewards you with a true sense of accomplishment. What I love most about Kenshi is its unpredictability. Every playthrough is a story waiting to happen, and it's rarely a happy one. But hey, isn't that what survival games are all about? Valheim. This game took the world by storm, and for good reason. It's the perfect blend of survival and Norse mythology, with a beautiful low-poly art style that somehow makes chopping down trees feel epic. In Valheim, you're dropped into a procedurally generated Viking purgatory, tasked with defeating powerful bosses while building up your base and surviving the elements. The game strikes a perfect balance between challenging combat, resource gathering, and exploration. One of my favorite parts? Building ships and setting sail across the vast ocean. There's something magical about charting unknown waters, only to stumble upon a massive serpent that wants to ruin your day. If you haven't played Valheim yet, grab a few friends and dive in. It's a blast. What if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was a survival game? That's basically Grounded. You're a tiny human stuck in a backyard teeming with giant insects, and everything wants to kill you. The survival mechanics are solid, from managing hunger and thirst to crafting weapons and armor. But the real star of the show is the backyard itself. Exploring a massive world from the perspective of a tiny character is endlessly fascinating. The first time a spider chased me, I screamed like a child. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. The game's charm lies in its unique setting and its mix of humor and tension. If you're looking for a survival game that feels fresh and fun, Grounded is a must-play. If you've ever wondered how you'd fare in a harsh, frozen wilderness, The Long Dark has your answer. And it's probably not well. This game is brutal in the best way possible. You're dropped into the Canadian wilderness after a geomagnetic disaster, and survival is totally up to you. The game focuses on realistic survival mechanics. You'll need to find food, water, and shelter while avoiding freezing to death or being mauled by wolves. The atmosphere is incredible, with stunning visuals and a hauntingly beautiful soundtrack that pulls you into the experience. There's no zombies, no aliens, just you versus nature. And trust me, nature doesn't pull punches. If you want a survival game that truly tests your mettle, The Long Dark is the one. Darkwood is survival horror at its finest. It's a top-down game with a unique twist. It's terrifying without relying on jump scares. Instead, it builds a constant sense of dread that creeps under your skin and refuses to let go. The survival aspect is all about resource management and risk-taking. During the day, you'll scavenge for supplies, set traps, and prepare for the night. But when the sun sets, things get unsettling. Strange noises, shadowy figures, and the oppressive darkness make every night a nerve-wracking experience. What I love most about Darkwood is how it encourages exploration while making you fear every step you take. If you're looking for a survival game with a horror twist, this one's a no-brainer. If you're tired of surviving on Earth, how about terraforming an alien planet? That's the premise of Planet Crafter. You start on a barren, hostile world, and it's your job to transform it into a habitable paradise. The survival mechanics are straightforward, managing oxygen, food, and water. But the game shines in its progression. As you gather resources and build infrastructure, the planet starts to come alive. Watching the world slowly change from a desolate wasteland to a lush environment is incredibly satisfying. There's something relaxing about Planet Crafter, even as you're juggling survival tasks. It's a game that rewards creativity and patience, making it a great pick for anyone who loves building and exploration. Think of Vintage Story as the survival game for hardcore fans of realism and depth. This indie gem takes everything you love about survival games and cranks it up to 11. You'll need to manage hunger, temperature, and health while also dealing with seasons, wildlife, and the occasional hostile mob. The crafting system is incredibly detailed, requiring you to actually shape the tools and weapons instead of just clicking a button. The world feels alive, with dynamic weather, a living ecosystem, and an emphasis on discovery. Surviving in Vintage Story isn't easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. If you're the kind of player who loves a challenge and appreciates intricate mechanics, this game is for you. Enshrouded is a relatively new entry in the survival genre that's already turning heads. This game combines classic survival mechanics with a dark, mysterious world that's as beautiful as it is deadly. The survival aspect focuses on scavenging, crafting, and fighting off terrifying creatures. But what makes Enshrouded stand out is its emphasis on exploration and storytelling. Every corner of the map feels like it's hiding a secret, and uncovering those secrets is half the fun. If you're looking for a survival game with a strong narrative and a gorgeous world to explore, keep an eye on Enshrouded. It's one of those games that feels like it's only going to get better with time. What happens when you combine survival, crafting, and an endless horde of zombies? You get 7 Ways to Die, a game that's as chaotic as it is addictive. At its core, it's about preparing you for the inevitable. Every 7 days, a massive zombie horde will descend on you, and if you're not ready, well, good luck. The game's survival mechanics are solid, from scavenging for supplies to fortifying your base. But what sets it apart is the sense of progression. The longer you survive, the more intense the game becomes, forcing you to adapt and improve constantly. There's also a creative aspect to it. Building elaborate traps and defenses to keep the zombies out is incredibly satisfying. Whether you're playing solo or with friends, 7 Days to Die is a survival experience that keeps you on your toes. Surviving in the Amazon rainforest sounds like a dream, right? Well, in green hell, it's more of a nightmare. This game pulls no punches, throwing you into a hostile environment where everything, from the plants to the wildlife, wants to kill you. The survival mechanics are incredibly detailed. You'll need to manage your physical health, mental sanity, and even treat injuries in a realistic way. Get bitten by a snake? Better hope you have the right herbs to treat it. What I love about Green Hell is its commitment to realism. The world feels alive, and the challenge it presents are brutal but fair. If you're looking for a survival game that's as beautiful as it is unforgiving, this one's a must-play. DayZ, the OG hardcore survival game that taught us all to trust no one. Set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies, this game is all about scavenging, crafting, and surviving encounters with other players. What makes DayZ so intense is its unpredictability. One moment, you're looting an abandoned house. The next, you're ambushed by a group of bandits who want everything you got. It's a game that forces you to think strategically and keep your guard up at all times. The survival mechanics are deep, with a focus on hunger, thirst, and managing injuries. And the world itself? It's massive, bleak, and full of tension. If you thrive on high-stakes survival, DayZ is the game for you. For a survival game that's as charming as it is challenging, look no further than Don't Starve. This quirky, hand-drawn game drops you into a strange and unforgiving world where the goal is simple: don't starve. Managing hunger, sanity, and health is the name of the game. But what makes Don't Starve so unique is its dark humor and whimsical art style. The world is full of bizarre creatures in mysterious biomes, and every playthrough feels like a fresh challenge. Building your base and surviving the harsh winters is incredibly rewarding. But don't get too comfortable. The game loves to throw curveballs your way. If you're looking for a survival game with a unique twist, Don't Starve is an absolute gem. A spiritual successor to The Forest, Sons of the Forest, takes everything great about its predecessor and cranks it up a notch. You're stranded on a mysterious island filled with terrifying mutants, and survival is no easy task. What sets this game apart is its emphasis on storytelling. The island is packed with secrets, and uncovering them adds a layer of intrigue to the survival experience. The crafting and base building mechanics are robust, allowing you to create elaborate defenses to keep the mutants at bay. The game also has a co-op mode, which makes surviving and screaming with friends even more fun. If you're a fan of survival horror, Sons of Forest is a must-play. Zombie survival with a twist. That's State of Decay 2. This game isn't just about keeping yourself alive, it's about building a community and ensuring everyone survives. The game combines scavenging, base building, and resource management with dynamic gameplay that keeps you on your toes. Zombies are a constant threat, but so are hunger, illness, and morale. Balancing all these elements while expanding your community is incredibly satisfying. What I love most about State of Decay 2 is how it makes every decision feel meaningful. Do you risk going out at night to gather supplies, or do you play it safe and risk running low? The stakes are always high, making every moment intense. If you've ever wondered what it'd be like to survive on a deserted island, Stranded Deep has you covered. This game throws you into the middle of the ocean with nothing but your wits and a raft. And it's up to you to survive. You'll be hunting for food, crafting tools, and exploring underwater wrecks while keeping an eye out for sharks. The survival mechanics are straightforward, but the game's open-ended nature keeps things interesting. One of my favorite parts of Stranded Deep is the exploration. Each island feels unique, and discovering hidden secrets adds an extra layer of excitement. If you're a fan of survival games with a tropical twist, this one's worth checking out. Surviving isn't just about food and water. It's also about making tough decisions. Frostpunk takes survival to a whole new level. placing you in charge of a city trying to survive a frozen apocalypse. The game's focus on resource management and moral dilemmas sets it apart. Do you enforce child labor to keep the city running? Or do you risk collapse by keeping your policies humane? Every choice has consequences, and there's no such thing as a perfect solution. The harsh winter setting adds a layer of urgency to every decision. Watching your city thrive, or crumble, under your leadership is both rewarding and nerve-wracking. If you're looking for a survival game with a strategic edge, Frostpunk is a must-play. Rounding out the list is Pacific Drive, a unique survival game where your car is your lifeline. Set in a post-apocalyptic world filled with anomalies and dangers, the game focuses on exploration and scavenging while keeping your vehicle in working order. The survival mechanics are tied directly to your car, which acts as your shelter, transportation, and storage. Upgrading and repairing it is crucial, and every trip into the unknown feels like a gamble. What makes Pacific Drive stand out is its atmosphere. The eerie landscapes and strange phenomena create a sense of unease that keeps you hooked. If you're looking for a survival game with a fresh twist, this one's definitely worth your time. And that's my list of the 20 best survival games you need to check out. From the depths of alien oceans to the chaos of zombie apocalypses, these games are offering something for every survival fan. You'll find links to all these games in the description, so make sure to explore the ones you haven't tried yet. Let me know your favorites in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Happy surviving.